It's a beautiful day today, and I decided to go for a run, which I haven't done in weeks. I've been busy making this Make a Start playlist for anyone who is engaged in any kind of creative pursuit, whether it be learning an instrument, starting a business, hair cutting, crocheting, whatever it may be. And but I've also been thinking about this other idea, this other concept that I feel is very important, which is when you're on a creative path, not knowing what you're doing, or feeling like you have no idea what you're doing. And there's a quote that says, "Writing is like driving at night in the fog. You only see as far as your headlights, but you can make the whole trip that way." I love this quote because it really is indicative of the whole creative process. You know, when we're embarking on a creative process, a hobby, starting a business, learning an instrument, writing a piece of music, writing a book, we often feel like we are pretty much out at sea. You know, we're not sure that we're doing it right. And we have a lot of doubt maybe. And I wanted to talk about this because I've been going through it. And I believe that there's a lot of people out there who are going through this as well. And I wanted to talk about it. I recently started a big band chart. And for those of you who don't know, a big band chart is like a written music for a very big ensemble, very big band. 4 trumpets, 5 saxophones, 4 trombones, piano, bass, and drums. And the last time I did this was in college. I wrote a big band chart in college, and that was like 13 years ago. And I've been feeling, man, the song I chose was a Christmas song, and I had all kinds of thoughts like, man, this is a horrible choice of song. I don't know how to do this. This is hard. That line sounds dumb. I don't know what I'm doing. And this is a common feeling. You know, you're embarking on this project. Maybe you really don't know what you're doing. And you have these thoughts that are like, man, I really feel completely at a loss as far as, you know, I don't really feel like I should be doing this, or I don't feel that I can do this. And this is actually a good sign. It means that you're on a creative path. It means that you're doing the work. A lot of people have these thoughts, these fears, and they stop. I have no idea what I'm doing. I feel lost. This sucks. I suck. And then they stop. And that's not what you want to do. You want to, and this is just as much for me as it is for you, but you want to keep going. You want to keep driving in the fog. I'm actually going to go off on this trail here, which is actually a really good analogy for what I'm talking about. You want to keep walking and keep going through this less traveled path, and realize that it is going to be, just by nature of it being a creative path, it is going to be not as defined and well traveled and easy to walk as a paved road. It's going to be more like a trail, or maybe even there won't be a trail, and you just have to kind of use your intuition and feel your way through. And that's kind of that is exactly what the creative process is like. So if you are embarking in some kind of project, whether it be learning piano or violin or guitar, whether it be cutting hair or writing of any kind, knitting, crocheting, some kind of hobby, and you feel, God, I really don't know what I'm doing. This doesn't feel right. You may want to just stop. You may want to just say, you know what, this isn't for me. I'm not meant for this. Or, you know, I have this thought when it comes to dancing. I'm just not a good dancer. I have 2 left feet, right? So I probably just shouldn't dance, you know. You want to realize that these thoughts are perfectly natural, and they're just a sign that you're on the right path. And I would go so far as to say that if you're not having these thoughts, you're not having these fears, this feeling that you don't know what you're doing, you're probably not going out on a limb, getting outside your comfort zone, and doing creative work. Now, I'm not saying you need to do creative work in order to have value, okay? That's not what I'm saying. You have value just by being a human being. But if there is something in your heart, right, or your soul that's calling you to do something creative, or to start a venture, you should absolutely follow that calling, in my opinion. And it would be a good idea to follow your calling, because it's going to allow you to grow and evolve and become a richer version of yourself. I'll give you another example from my experience. So I recently started creating a landing page which will bring subscribers to my email list. And this is something I've been wanting to do for 7 years. I finally found someone to help me with it. And the whole process has just been checkpoint after checkpoint of, wow, this is really not hard, because I'm not doing most of the work. I hired someone to help me. But there's been a lot of bugs, a lot of kinks along the way. And there have been a lot of times when I could have said, man, maybe this isn't worth it, you know? Maybe I should just ask people to subscribe to my mailing list instead of creating this elaborate lead page, right? And again, I recognize that for what it is, and I just forge ahead. And I say, because my fear is I create this page and it doesn't get any traffic. Nobody comes to it. There's no clicks. Maybe I get 3 people who sign up for my mailing list, and then all of this money that I've been spending and this time I've been putting forth would have been for nothing. That's my fear. And that's a valid fear, right? We all have these valid fears, right? I'm not saying these thoughts and fears aren't valid, but at the end of the day, you make the decision to do it anyway, to act anyway, and to do the work anyway. So that's why with my big band chart and with my with the lead page and my marketing efforts, I'm just going to keep going, and I was talking with a buddy, very good musician. I was kind of telling him, I've been having these sort of limiting thoughts, like, this sucks with my big band chart, and I don't know if I'm doing this right. I haven't done this in 13 years. And he was saying he was relating to me and saying that, that he's felt that with a project that he was working on. And one thing that he said that I found really cool was, once something is finished, right? If you actually see it through and finish it, then you can't really say anything that bad about it, right? You can't be like, oh man, this sucks. If anything, you'll feel a sense of pride and accomplishment that you actually finished it, even if it isn't great. And that's the key. That's the thing that I want to really get across here, is that even if you do the work and you finish this thing and it doesn't come out the way you planned, it doesn't come out great, you don't get what you hoped to get out of it, you will still get this huge learning experience from it, and an amazing growth. And you will be able to look at it and say, wow, I finished this, even though I had doubts. And that's going to boost your self-esteem and create a huge sense of accomplishment that's going to propel you into other projects. So in summation, I just want to say, if you're thinking about doing something that's out of your comfort zone, whether it be starting a business, picking up a hobby, learning an instrument, writing a short story, I want to encourage you to go ahead and do that thing, and expect that there will be thoughts like, I have no idea what I'm doing, and this is really not good, right? No one's going to read this. No one's going to like it. And just understand that those thoughts are actually good. They're a sign that you're on the right path. And just remember that quote, which is that writing or any creative act that you do is like driving at night in the fog. You can only see as far as your headlights, but you can make the whole trip that way. So I do encourage you to make that trip and see it through, follow it through to the end, to your destination point, which is the completion of that project, or as close to completing that project as you feel is adequate. And then step back and allow yourself to feel the good feelings of accomplishment, and to acknowledge the fact that you just went on a huge learning curve, and that you, even if it didn't work out the way that you wanted, or you didn't get the results you wanted or believed you should have got, you still have this tool bag of experience and wisdom and growth that you can take into your next project, whatever that may be. So don't get rattled and upset by these thoughts and feelings that you don't know what you're doing. It's perfectly natural, and in fact, it is a necessary part of the creative process. I would like to ask you guys to like, comment, subscribe, and share these videos if you're getting something out of them. And keep a lookout for my Make a Start playlist, which is coming. I'll probably upload that later today. And thanks for watching. I appreciate y'all. Leave a comment and let me know what you are currently doing. What creative process are you currently engaged in where you feel like you have no idea what you're doing, and you feel completely out at sea, and you're just like, oh, I don't know what this is. I'm just gonna keep going, and hopefully it works. Maybe it won't work, but I'm just gonna see it through. Let me know what that is, what that looks like for you right now. All right, thanks again, and I'll see you guys in the next video.